Lesson 1, identify geometric figures. Learning target, I can identify points, lines, and planes. I can name geometric figures. Just some vocab for you first off. Just forewarning, this unit is a little bit vocab heavy. So just so that you're prepared and ready to learn some vocab. So we got a point, has no size, just shape or position. So an example would be a coordinate point. So something that we've worked with before. And it's labeled by a capital letter. So just one capital letter is how we name points. So point A, point B, point M. That's how we name points. Then we have lines. So through any 2 points, there is exactly one line. These extend indefinitely. So example could be your x-axis or your y-axis. So as long as you have 2 points, you can make a line. And because it extends indefinitely, we do add those arrows on the end of it to represent that. So we name it by the two points on the line, any 2 points. So in this case, our line has the points x, y. So this would be line x, y. So we draw it with the arrows over the top. We could also name it line yx. It does not matter the order of the letters. It just matters that you have 2 points on the line being represented. Line segment is a part of a line with 2 endpoints. So a line segment is finite. It does not extend infinitely. It has a measurement. It has an ending. So finite can be measured. So like here's line AB. If we just take the points from A to B, A and B would be your end point. So it's a line segment that we would name segment AB. So if you notice the line on the top, there are no arrows on that line. And again, we could also name this segment BA. The order of the letters do not matter. Ray. Ray is a part of a line with one endpoint and extends infinitely in one direction. So it has one endpoint, which is P in this case, and then it extends infinitely in the direction of Q. Now with rays, it is essential that you name them appropriately because you start with the endpoint. So this could not be named ray QP because the way we name a ray is that we start with the endpoint and then the arrow on the top points in the direction that it's going. So it's starting at P, going through Q. So that's ray PQ always. So rays, the order does matter when we name it. Let's practice, because that was a lot of information. So let's just make sure we have this. Name each line, ray, or line segment. So here we know we have a line because of the arrows. So we could name this as line RS. And you want to make sure you include the symbols on the top because that tells us it's a line. Or we could name it line SR, either one. Next example, we have a segment because we have endpoints. We have 2 endpoints, which means it's a line segment. So it could be line segment EF with that line over the top. So that means segment EF or segment FE, either one. And lastly, we have a ray. We know because we have one endpoint and then extending infinitely in one direction. So this one only has one name because we start with the endpoint, which is L, and then K, and we draw that arrow on the top. Let's practice a little bit more. I would like you to pause the video right now, try answering the 4 questions, and then come back. It's okay if we get them wrong. I just want you to have a chance to try. All right, did you try it? Hopefully so. Name the line that contains point Q. So we find point Q right here. Name the line that contains point Q. That's the important word there. So if we look, we have a segment right here. We have a ray right here. But right here would be the line. That would be line ST is one name for it. We could also name it line TS. We could also name it line SQ because Q is a point on that line. We could name it line QT. There's multiple combinations. I didn't even hit all the combinations. We could switch the Q and the T around, the S and the Q around, any combinations of that. That would be that line. Name two opposite rays. Now, if you're like, Ms. Cedric, you didn't teach us about opposite rays, you would be absolutely right. So here's your learning time. Opposite rays are two rays that go in opposite directions, so they would form one line. So your opposite rays would be the two rays that are making up line ST. So one of the rays would be ray QS, starting at Q, going to S. And then the other line would be, or the other ray, excuse me, would be QT. So those two rays, when you put them together, make one big line. I'm going to clear off our image here just to make room for more. Name the end point of ray QT. Well, we could name it from our label. We know that based on this naming, the end point would be point Q. If we look, point Q is here, and then the ray is T. So that is the end point. That's the point where it starts. Name all the points that lie on the line ST. So line ST right here. All the points that lie on it are S, Q, and T. All right, that is the end of this video. Go and do practice 1A and then come back for the next part.